let's talk a little bit about why it's not just important to focus on one area over the other, and why the synchronicity of focusing on those three areas are critical as we think about healing ourselves and supporting others in their healing work.
Right, right. I definitely am an advocate of balancing all three realms. I aim for balance and not perfection. And I feel that if you can get them balanced, there's a continuous journey. Like there's always a level that you can go up to. It never ends, this wellness journey. And it's important to understand that everything is connected. So when you look at yourself holistically, like your whole self, you have to understand that all of the systems of your body are connected, and then all of the realms of your wellness are connected. Your emotional well-being, your mental well-being, your physical, your spiritual well-being, they all feed into each other. So I had to figure that out through seeing that a lot of people would come with complaints of like migraines or something very physical realm. And after sitting and peeling back the onion layers and really assessing and getting to the root cause, it was very often found that the underlying cause would actually not be in the physical realm. It would actually be in the mental realm or in the spiritual realm. And it was just very interesting for me to see that this parallel between all of the realms exists, and everything you're doing in each realm has to also parallel. So if you're detoxing and cleansing in the spiritual realm, you need to be detoxing and cleansing spiritually. You need to be detoxing and cleansing mentally. You know, everything as you nourish and feed yourself physically with nutrients, you have to feed your spirits, you have to feed your mental realm. You know, everything is parallel. And we can't just kind of focus only on the physical realm and sweep the other ones under the rug. That's where imbalance leads to problems and conditions that we were never designed to have in the first place.
And I think there's so many of us that don't realize this, right? Until we are faced with situations where you're doing all of the work in a particular area to balance, to cleanse,
Yeah.
and you're not seeing as many results or as much results as you would like. And you're like, well, I'm doing everything. What am I missing?
Mhm.
And then once there's this realization that, wait a minute, there's these other areas
Yeah.
that need work, right?
Right.
And once you start realizing that these other areas need work, then and only then can you start doing that balancing piece that you're talking about. But many of us aren't even thinking that, wait a minute, there might be some things from my childhood that I need to address that are now coming into my adult life.
Mhm.
Or, you know, there's so many different aspects of how this plays out, right?
Oh yeah, this is kind of like how we were trained as a society, and definitely like in health institutions like medical schools and things. It's very physical realm focused. And just as you pointed out, a lot of people come to me and they're suffering and they feel horrible. They don't feel like themselves. They're not working optimally, like as a whole. And they're like, but my lab results were normal. Like the other doctors told me my lab tests were normal, but I don't feel normal. And you have to listen to that. Like you have to pay attention to that and to know that either the correct tests may not have been run, or you're not totally considering yourself as a whole. Like you said, there could be things in your childhood that are trickling into the physical realm. You know, there could be things emotionally that are triggering chronic conditions for you that need to be addressed, that is not going to show up on a lab test. That's not going to be resolved with a pill. You know, so it's very important that you understand this is like true self-awareness, is understanding that you are multidimensional and understanding that you need to hop into all of these dimensions at all times, like a self-audit, to constantly keep them balanced and elevating. And this is how you elevate consciousness, just your complete and total awareness of your existence and your power to live in your truth within that existence comes from this.
That's so powerful. And for those of us who are listening out there, when we talk about accessing authentic healing or authentic health, you know, that was, you know, we were thinking about, well, what should we call this podcast episode? And that's what we came up with. When you thought about accessing authentic health, accessing authentic healing, what does that mean to you for yourself?
Oh, accessing authentic healing. So for me, that hits hard. Like that really resonates with me because that for me is part of my purpose on this earth. You know, I'm called to heal people, which many people are, but the way that you do it is everything. And that's how you actually hit it, the nail on the head. Because anyone can be, you know, I could have just gone to medical school, gone to a traditional, you know, residency and been out here plugged in at a local hospital, and I'm still healing. But how? You know, the integrity of that healing is not as pure, as holistic, as authentic. So for me, authentic healing means a true, a pure sense of healing that addresses the total person, where you're looking in and you're managing, you're healing the person's whole self, all of the dimensions we've talked about, and you're employing different healing tools that will not harm the person, different healing tools that will address the underlying cause, different healing tools that will not have, you know, various side effects that you need other tools to mask. You know, you're using things that are very pure from the earth, things that are of nature, you know, but then, you know, knowing when and where to use different types of medicine. So authentic healing for me looked like not being tunnel vision into one type of healing tool, but in getting educated and experienced in all healing, like as much as I could, healing modalities from all around the world. So, you know, if conventional medicine is needed, then sure. But then if African herbs can help remedy this, then sure. If Ayurvedic medicine can remedy it, great. If homeopathic medicine can remedy it, great. If Chinese medicine can remedy it, then great. And I'm able to pull from all of these modalities because at the end of the day, the goal is to just get the person healed.
Right.
Any means necessary. And to me, that is authentic healing, healing with that mindset involved.
That's so beautiful because I think when we think about healing, some of us, particularly those of us who are practitioners, we have a specific area of focus that we really enjoy
Mm-hmm.
and that speaks to us.
Yeah.
But what I also hear you saying is that that might not even be enough, right? It's really about continuing to expand your knowledge
Right.
about modalities and ways of thinking about the whole body, the entire person. And for those of you listening out there, you know, the healing journey starts within, right? It's not just about you seeking assistance outside of you. It's you trying to gain knowledge for yourself on what modalities work for you so that you can employ those when you're not going to a physician, when you're at home, day
Mm-hmm.
in and day out. And so it's critical that we're constantly expanding our knowledge and our understanding of our bodies so that that healing journey that we're on forever just continues to expand and elevate.